Hi, welcome back guys. So today I thought I would do a little video as we're coming to the end of September of the books that I have read in September. And I can like just read and read and read, and then a whole month I'll go without reading anything. But this month was pretty good. We went on holiday. We went away to a little lodge in the countryside, so it was the perfect opportunity to get some reading done. It was really, really nice. So I am going to start. I've not got these in order, no. Wrong one, wrong pile. So, yes, here we go. So I started started September off with Stephen King's Revival. I hadn't read Revival, which you might think is a given, but actually some books I tend to reread anyway, even if I have read them, despite the fact that my to-be-read list is huge, and I have a pile to show you as well. Sorry, just taking the price off it. So, in a small New England town in the early 60s, a shadow falls over a small boy playing with his toy soldiers. Jamie Morton looks up to see a striking man, the new minister, Charles Jacobs. Soon they forge a deep bond based on their fascination with simple experiments in electricity. So I like Stephen King. I love Stephen King. He's one of my favourite authors. This was it was not a slow burner. I think what Stephen King does really well is characters, and it's very character driven. A lot of layers there, but it wasn't until the end of the book that you get the horror, like the absolute horror. I mean, there's horror throughout, but you know, that one image. And do you know, I couldn't get rid of that image for days. It was just the end. I was like, oh my god, what if? Okay, that's literally what I kept thinking. I was like, what if? And the book does end, but I would love another book to follow Revival. I don't know if you would. I don't know if other people think it's called for it, but there was something in it that was so dark that needed, I think, there's a whole nother book in here, I think. I mean, I'm not Stephen King, so how would I know? But you know what I mean. So I started September off with Revival, and I really enjoyed it. It's not my favourite Stephen King. I will do my favourite Stephen King books of the books I own, because I don't own all Stephen King books. And some of them I don't even know where they are. I'll explain really quick. We had a flood from upstairs into the flat, so a lot of the books got dried out and put in more safer places. So now I've got Stephen King books hiding everywhere. Like The Stand, I don't know where that is. It's here somewhere, but it's massive, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. But in our panic, we kind of like dried everything and then just started putting them in shelves and high up and in like cupboards that are like you need little step ladders to get to. So, but I haven't actually read The Stand. It is meaty, and I've gone off course. But there you go. I started with Revival, and then I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. I have How House, the film, The Legend of How House, and I actually read the book first. Yay! I really, really liked this book. I found it troubling. I found it dark. But with Richard's books, I found the ending to be, and I found that with How House as well. I got to the end and I was like, oh. That's just my personal opinion, guys. But I did love his writing, the loneliness. I mean, if you don't know, I Am Legend, it's about the last man on Earth, as it were, and I do like it. I think it's a fantastic idea. Story is amazing, but the ending just didn't do it for me, and that is the trouble I find with a lot of books. But that's just my personal preference. It's like, oh, I didn't go where I wanted it to go, darn. But I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm finally glad I read it, because I did go to the cinema to see I Am Legend when it first came out with Will Smith, and I was just sobbing my heart out the whole way through the film. And the source material is just as harrowing and dark. And then we come to the holiday reads. So I read The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. I was so annoyed, I'll tell you. I bought this in Waterstones for £5.99, and then I went around the charity shop and found it there for 99p. I was like, bugger. I try to buy used where I can. I do appreciate buying new books because the authors, or the estate, if the authors no longer gets the royalties, I get that, but at the same time part of me is like, oh, trees. So I try to buy used if I can. The Turn of the Screw was, I mean, I think I read it in a few hours, and that was probably my mistake. I'm gonna have to reread it because it's not that I didn't understand it, I just didn't get it. You know, I know they made the film The Innocents based on this. I haven't seen that. And I get the horror, and I tried to put my mind back into the time of when it was written, but for me, I just was like, I know, maybe I was expecting more Shirley Jackson, but that's fine. I still think it's my fault for reading it too quickly. But it's basically about a governess that goes to look after these two children. The children are lovely, they're perfect, they're beautiful, she loves them. I mean, really quickly, she loves them, she's taken with them, they're beautiful, she loves them. But the little boy is expelled from school, and her mind just goes wild, and then she starts seeing people that shouldn't be there. So yeah, I'm going to have to reread it, I think. I don't think that's fair of the book. But on first reading, I was, ooh. So I don't know. The second book I read, and also this didn't take me too long to read, was Psycho by Robert Bloch. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So if you don't know what Psycho is, it's the story of Norman Bates, who owns a motel, and people go to sleep in the motel, and they don't always survive the night. I hope you've seen it, because otherwise I think I've just ruined it. I really enjoyed the book. The pages are crisp, clean. Text was very easy to read. Ooh. Bookmark, Book Depository win. I remember I bought this at the same time as The Turn of the Screw, and the bloke in Waterstones was, I love this book, it's one of my favourites. Oh, really? And he was like, yeah, he's like, it's not really like the film though. And I was like, oh, okay. It is in places different, but for the most part it was very much the same. I do appreciate what Alfred Hitchcock did with casting Anthony Perkins, because, you know, I do feel a little bit more sadness towards him. I have zero sadness for Robert's Norman Bates, which was the point. I don't think you were meant to feel sorry for the killer at all, but I really enjoyed it. And I'm a bit of a psycho fan, which we're about to find out, because the book that I just about finished reading, but I've read it before, so I'm including it on the list, is Alfred Hitchcock and the Making of Psycho. So this is non-fiction. They did bring out a film called Hitchcock, which I've also seen, but it was this that I read first, and I love it. It goes into so much detail about the making of the film, Hitchcock himself, the production, the people, and it's such a fascinating read. Especially if you want to, if you're interested in making films, or you're interested in how that works. It's really good. So there's still a few days left to the end of September, and I do have a feeling, I know that I'm going to see out September with another book. So, but there you go. So currently, so September's reading, there we go. So thank you so much for stopping by for another quick video. These videos do seem to be quick. I'm hoping I'll get a bit, you know, long-windeder, but thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you soon.